Hello and welcome back to A World Without with me, Kris.
And me, Jack. This is the podcast where we get into the hypothetical and discuss what we think would happen if something from our everyday lives suddenly stopped existing tomorrow.
Yep, and today we are talking about what life might be like in a world without clothes. So just like all our podcasts, we're not living this one out right now.
No,
either.
good.
Definitely not this one more than any of the others.
Yeah.
In fact,
I'm glad that we're not living this one out.
Yeah. But again, we've had many topics like this before. Clothes, what exactly are they, right? There's kind of a weird definition. I've got a little mini game for you.
Okay.
If you want to try this. I'm going to say some
Clothes or
articles
not.
of things, and you tell me if you think it's a clothes.
Okay, great.
If it's a cloth or not.
Yeah,
Right?
if it's a clothes.
Here we go. Right. T-shirt.
Yes.
Socks.
Yes.
Shoes.
Yes.
Hat.
Yes.
Flippers.
I guess they're a type of shoe, aren't they, really?
Well, yeah.
I think they're a type of shoe, so
you're
yes.
gonna say yes. Scarf.
Yes.
Sunglasses.
Now, I like to think of them more as accessory. Because like glasses, just normal glasses, I would need glasses normally. Otherwise, I'd be walking around blind everywhere.
Well,
so
yeah.
I hope I can still have glasses. Or maybe in this world, it'd be good to not have glasses because I wouldn't have to look at everyone naked.
That's true.
They'd just be
Hey.
blurs. So maybe it might be good to say that glasses are clothes. But equally, I like being able to see. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say glasses are an accessory.
Okay. Towel.
No, that's an accessory.
Necklace.
See, this is what, the whole jewellery, watch, just general jewellery. I would actually say that's... Oh, no, if I'm saying glasses are...
Because you wear jewelry, and is it a thing, anything you wear? Like, that's kind of the
because
weird...
like you wear glasses.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's a tough one. I don't know on some of these either. And equally, am I saying it weirdly to everybody else in the world? Necklace.
No?
Because I say it like somebody hasn't got a neck. Their necklace.
How else did you say that? Necklace?
Do people say like necklace a bit
No
more?
one
No
says
one
necklace.
does.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
That's good. Hopefully I'm not upsetting all the people without necks out there.
Yeah.
But they can't wear necklaces either, so...
yeah. What about bags?
Oh,
Because that's an accessory,
you'd
right?
wear a handbag.
Would you wear...
Well, I would.
Or you'd wear a backpack, but I still would say that was an accessory, not clothes.
Yeah, probably. So we're kind of saying accessories aren't clothes, like a watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's clothes.
It's very fine, weird lines.
Yeah.
It's very hard to...
Well, because really, when does a bag become a coat?
Yeah. That's a very
That's
philosophical
a great
question.
So you wear a backpack normally,
Yeah.
right? Fine, that's not clothes. But if it entirely encompassed you with material, but was also a bag,
Would they just start doing that, making bags that were kind of like to
basically
try and
just
trick the
completely,
system?
just completely covered you. Whatever system we are tricking you for whatever reason.
These aliens or whatever
So
that are
that
stopping us.
kind of makes me feel that we can't have bags because
Yeah,
otherwise, you could basically just make a really big bag that was like a big coat.
is a leaf good enough to cover you up?
Well, so we're going back to Adam and Eve.
Back
sort
to
of style.
Adam and Eve, biblical in a lot of paintings
Coconuts
and
and
things.
leaves.
Coconuts, not the Little
Coconuts
Mermaid.
She has shells. She has
Oh,
a shell
sorry.
bra,
I'm
not
sorry.
coconuts. Come on.
Oh, I feel like such a fool now.
Yeah. One of the problems for me here is if we're classing both socks and shoes as clothes, it means everyone's going to be barefoot.
Yeah.
And that is literally my nightmare. I hate feet. And so I don't care about all the rest being on show. If the fit, I'm out.
Oh, just looking at them, not having to walk barefoot everywhere. You just don't like the idea
just
of
having
feet
to look
being...
at other people's feet all the time. That is literally my nightmare. I would hate that.
See, well, I wouldn't have much of an issue with that, but I would have an issue with my feet getting ripped up.
Yeah.
Clothes can sometimes be a bit protective.
But I think it would take a while to adapt, but like I think we'd callous our feet slowly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they'd make all the paths out of like soft, like bouncy castles.
I think that's a bigger endeavour to undertake than
just carpet the outside world.
Maybe.
It won't take too long. There's plenty of carpet place shops around. Just get
So they're the real winners in this situation. The carpet shops are suddenly a real big bucks. That's where all the money's going. But yeah, no, I think you'd build up a tolerance. Like when I lived in Australia, I was in like a Byron Bay where you got a load of hippies. They're all walking around barefoot.
Yeah. That's
Damn
true.
hippies. So they're already ahead of the game.
Oh, they've thought this one through.
Yeah. So I think we'd adapt. I think we'd adapt to that.
How do they get them leaves to stay there anyway?
A little bit of string, I think.
So they had string. Why couldn't they make like a G-string instead
I
of
think that's basically what it is.
a G-string?
It's effectively a
leaf.
glorified G-string.
Interesting. Did they have to like change the leaf out every so often? I guess they would.
You would, yeah. You can't wash a leaf. Well, can you wash a leaf?
Don't know. Some of them you can, but equally they just break. What about the autumn? When the autumn comes around, everything
That's
goes
a
brown.
real problem. The whole leaf underwear doesn't really work in the autumn.
I love a bit of autumn, when all the leaves are falling and you cozy up warm, but not these leaves, keep those leaves up.
Yeah, you just have to use evergreen leaves. You like a pine branch instead.
A stinging nettle.
No. That's a stinging nettle's evergreen? Are they around?
Yeah, I don't ever see a brown, withered stinging nettle.
Maybe you're right. I
think I might be.
So if we're not allowed pockets because we don't have normal clothes, and we're not allowed bags, that's going to be really annoying. You just have to literally carry everything on you.
Yeah.
That'd be a nightmare.
Oh, I just suddenly had this horrible image of like making pockets in your own skin. What a dark thing to think of.
No, that's horrible.
Let's just think of kangaroos. Let's everyone think of a
We're
kangaroo.
going to become kangaroos. We're going to makeshift it. That's gross, man. Yeah, no.
We'll evolve to have a natural kangaroo
I don't think that's
pocket.
how evolution works. Why would we?
I don't know. Just trying to solve problems.
Yeah. I think I'm going to stick to just carrying it rather than making skin pockets.
I guess medical issues would probably get diagnosed a bit easier.
You'd see them.
Kind of, yeah. You'd be like, "Morning, Sally." Oh my, what is that, Sally? Go to the doctor right now.
What in your head medical issue you thinking of right now when you thought of that?
A rash. I don't know.
Because wouldn't they notice it?
Maybe if it's on their back.
Right. So all the back rashes would now be solved way quicker.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's one positive, I guess.
Major medical issue. But
yeah.
Would people just start wearing makeup, but like all over makeup?
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of that, but like in terms of tattoos.
Oh, like
I was
permanent.
thinking like people would just like tattoo themselves much more extremely because people always want to, identify themselves, don't they? That's what a lot of fashion is. It's to have a certain identity or type of style, whereas you can't have that anymore. Obviously, you can do your hair in fun ways or whatever, but I think or designs on you in some way or tattoos or whatever. I think that would become a much bigger thing.
That's true, yeah. Or maybe like just body paint in general or something.
I think they just start drawing things on us.
Drawing T-shirts on us from the time when we had clothes.
Because how's a goth really going to identify themselves too well when they don't have all their clothes?
Yeah,
to do it, they can got the black hair. They can do
the makeup still.
But
But yeah, do you have to continue that makeup fully on? You'd have to,
like a cowboy. How does a cowboy identify him now without a cowboy hat?
Without all the rest of his clothes either. Yeah. Just stand.
A lot of what identifies a lot of people
farm.
is their clothes, like uniforms. When you got a policeman coming towards you, how do you know they're a policeman if they've not got their police uniform on?
Yeah, that's true. So if there's like a streaker and a policeman chasing him,
I don't think there's streakers in this
don't
world.
happen anymore.
No, I think everyone's a streaker, really. Everyone's in prison because everyone's streaking everywhere.
Even the judge has to imprison themselves.
I'm afraid I've turned up to this court hearing and streaking as well, so I'm also going to put myself in prison.
Well, so that means streaking just wouldn't be a thing anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So, but then all the people that are maybe locked up for streaking and things like that,
do
they get a pass now?
I don't think people are serving like life in prison for streaking. I think it's more normally like a bit of a fine and don't do it again.
A slap on the wrist.
I don't think anyone's serving like 6 years for the streaking.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that news.
Yeah.
I was a little worried.
You planning on streaking?
No.
That was really what was putting you off is the years in prison. Now you know that's not a problem. You're going to be doing it all the time. I feel like Santa Claus becomes a lot more ominous now. Now you just have some fat, bearded, naked man in your house at night instead of a jolly Santa.
Yeah.
That's a much more ominous scene.
At least he's still got the beard. For all intents and purposes, grow your beard longer, Santa.
Yeah,
have it right down
much
to the
longer.
floor. I mean, it's still kind of
As
creepy.
long as you can possibly grow it would be really good. But still, I don't think that's as much of a festive image, sneaking down at night and seeing an old fat naked man putting stuff under your tree.
Oh, wow, so many things have
So
been
Christmas
ruined
is
by
ruined.
that. Yeah. So we were saying before about the all-over tattoos and body paint type things, stuff like that. And you mentioned about hairstyles being quite expressive. Mm-hmm. Would people maybe start having hairstyles on the rest of their body too? Like some people already shape their chest hair or whatever, or ladies shave their legs and things like that. Would people start maybe trying to? I don't think there's. You'd have a hairstyle on your legs now a bit.
Just like a fun little pattern going down your legs,
little Mohican type thing or something.
Maybe.
Why not?
Why not? I think it would probably happen. People always want to be expressive in their own ways, don't they?
True. Or would we want to try and keep as much hair as possible because we're all cold now?
Well, yeah, this is a point I was thinking before. This is probably one of the actual biggest problems with it, is we can't really live in cold places anymore, can we?
No. Haven't got
Right.
that extra protection.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I know we can go inside and there's still central heating, but like you wouldn't want to live in like Canada when in the winter
You'd just
when it
die.
and have no clothes. You would probably die.
You would
wouldn't
probably die, or at least catch illnesses and stuff a lot
Yeah.
more.
So I think that's a problem. We'd obviously have to have a lot of people moving to more neutral temperatured places.
Yeah.
Because equally, you wouldn't want to live somewhere really hot as
No,
well.
you get completely sunburned
Yeah.
and heat stroke. And
Which would you prefer? If you had to live in a cold place without wearing clothes, or a really hot place where you're going to get burnt really badly?
That's a tough
Which would
one.
you pick?
I think probably hot. I don't know though.
You'd just
I
stay
think-
indoors.
I think so. Yeah.
Just never go outside.
To be honest, I probably would stay indoors for a little while once all the clothes were gone anyway, just to kind of feel out what the rest of the world was
Just
doing
like,
about it.
Are we all okay with this? We're just going to accept this now,
I'm
are
not
we?
going to just be the first one walking down the street
Evening, John.
whistling along. Well, this is what it's like now. I guess I'll embrace it.
Yeah, I was thinking about the nudists as well.
Oh, yeah, the naturists.
Yeah, like...
Would they be happy or
This
sad?
is exactly what I was thinking. I can't think, have they had their identity taken away from them? They're like, no, we did this first.
Yeah.
Everyone's copying us. Or would they be like, yes,
Yes,
finally,
everyone.
everyone's on our side.
Everyone's joined us, yeah.
Our community has grown massively.
If there's any naturists watching, do get in contact and let us
would
know.
you be happy or sad in a world where everyone was naturists? Going back to the cold thing, one thing I was thinking you could invent is like umbrellas that were heated on the downside of it.
Oh,
You know,
like a
when you
hatio Peter.
What did you
Or
just say?
a patio heater.
Yeah, like a patio heater. That's what I was thinking, not a
A
hatio heater.
hatio Peter. Maybe it could be a hat.
Maybe that's what we call it. The hatio Peter. So, yeah, you just walk along and it like radiate heat down on you. So you walk along with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good invention, regardless.
Regardless,
Because
because it would also stop the rain still.
Yeah, stops the rain, keeps you warm. Great.
It's just an improved
We've got
umbrella.
another $1 billion
We
idea.
have. This we should change the name
This
of this
podcast
podcast.
is great. They're just coming up with great inventions that have probably already been made.
So I guess, would people not be as nervous anymore? Because they always say if you're nervous about doing like a presentation or something like that, imagine the audience naked.
Yeah.
Well, now they are, and you are too.
I think it'd take a while to get used to. I think everyone would be really nervous first of all. I mean, unless you really loved your body,
Yeah.
everyone would be a bit more apprehensive about like
they would.
going to meetings and
And it's just
seeing your
everything.
nan. Yeah. Everyone would be a bit more apprehensive about those kind of interactions, I think. So,
You're right.
yeah, I think it'd take a lot of adjustment in the sort of cultural
In
elements
everything.
of things.
But then because everyone's naked all the time,
Eventually, we'd just get all
we'd
used to
lose
it.
that.
We'd just become desensitized.
We'd lose
to
that
it.
trick. So, well, that's a shame. Have you ever had to do that? Have you ever had to imagine the audience naked?
No, I'm actually quite a confident public speaker. I don't really care.
I think it would just take too much of my concentration to try and... I'd stop thinking about what
Yeah.
my speech was, and I'd end up just really looking at someone. trying
Man
to...
with the third nipple. I mean, sorry. Yeah, so maybe not.
Maybe not.
I do think one of the people who suffer here are strippers. They don't have a job anymore.
Yeah,
what are
out
you
of a
stripping?
job. Exactly, yeah. Well, you can't
No
do
one's going to
anything.
see a stripper either. Everyone.
You just get it for free now.
They're for free everywhere. So I don't know what they would do with their life.
I think just in general, the sort of sexuality aspect of being naked, we'd just get desensitized to it,
We
and it
probably
wouldn't
would,
really
yeah.
kind of matter anymore. Which
Yeah.
I guess in some ways can be a good thing, but in other ways a very bad thing.
Yeah, I think it would take quite a while to adjust as a society, though. I
Yeah.
don't think it's like everyone's naked, just like, oh, whatever, that's normal now.
Continue on as per usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. No more fancy dress parties now either.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go to a fancy dress party dressed as an astronaut anymore. Or you
Or maybe,
can.
maybe we start doing, like you said, the body paint. We start drawing an
There we
astronaut's
go.
costume on us.
We just all get better at drawing
Yeah,
and,
we'll just become really good artists.
and things like
Trying
that.
to draw on yourself would be difficult, wouldn't it?
It would. But again, you'd get used to it. Everything.
Maybe.
Everything you just get
Maybe.
used
So
to.
Halloween just generally becomes a bit...
Trick or treat. I mean, I'm a ghost, a naked ghost
Yeah.
now.
I guess you could paint yourself red, devil.
True.
You've had experience of that,
I have.
personally.
Thank you very much for bringing that little nugget of information up.
But yeah, so I think there's ways
But
around it.
let me clarify. I wasn't naked
He wasn't. No.
during that.
No, it was for a film. But yeah, like, I think we'd find ways around it generally, I think.
Yeah, true. But I
It would
guess
just have to get a bit more creative.
films and television and plays and things as well. Like how do you depict that you're in the medieval times when everyone's just naked? Because everyone wasn't naked back then. It's historically inaccurate.
A lot of the period pieces, it's about the costumes,
Yeah.
isn't it? Where they're
Yeah.
wearing the big fancy wigs.
Exactly.
And
You could
stuff,
still be
like-
stood in a sort of oldish building location, but
Yeah.
you just have to really try and let the audience believe somehow. You'd have to tell them the date at the beginning of the film
I think
or
it'd
something.
give just all films a different tone, wouldn't it? Just
It
everyone
would.
being naked. Just
It would.
Yeah, imagine your action films. Just everyone's naked.
Just Bruce Willis running along, Tom Cruise.
It just
doing
wouldn't.
all
It
this
would just
stuff.
be a bit weird. Are we allowed to CG clothes onto people? Because maybe we just get really good at that.
That's true. Would all footage of clothes previously be gone as well?
I don't know.
Like,
Would
how
we
does this
even know what they're like? Oh, I know we used to have shirts. What are they like?
The concept of clothes
Anyone
has just
remember what a
vanished.
shirt looked like? Yeah, so maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
But if we could, that might be a solution because we're getting quite good with just generally CG
CGI
and
stuff, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll just CG clothes.
But then is that
onto
weird that
everyone.
the rest of life, as you know it, is all undressed, but then now films and stuff are all still
But
dressed?
surely all the old films would still have clothes on,
Yeah.
so we could use that for reference.
I guess. But that's what I mean. Would we still want to be making films that aren't now what life is?
I guess not.
It's like, oh, this is unrealistic. They're all
I
wearing
guess, but if we were
clothes.
making a period piece, we'd be like, oh, this is
then you
pre-clothes
have to.
era. we're doing.
Pre-clothes. Before the clothes dropped.
Yeah.
And what about like cartoons as well? They can ask us to start drawing naked cartoons all the time. The Flintstones
Yeah, it just seems a bit weird, doesn't it?
and the Simpsons and stuff.
But like you say, we'd just be desensitized to it. Like you say, it is just the world
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It wouldn't be a weird thing that this thing is
Eventually,
naked.
but it would take a while,
Yeah,
surely.
there'll be a weird transition. When do you start drawing cartoons naked?
Yeah.
How long's long enough?
Exactly.
A year into everyone being naked, we're like, all right, we're going to start doing naked cartoons now, guys.
It's been a year, everyone. We're switching.
We're making the switch.
I'm pretty glad flip-flops have gone.
Not a fan of flip-flops.
I hate flip-flops. I hate
I
them.
also hate flip-flops.
Any clothes that are named after the sound of which they make.
Is there another example of that?
It's a good question. I'm trying to. I mean, hat was my first. Hat.
No,
Hats don't make much
Hats
noise.
don't make much noise. Zip is kind of zip.
Oh, a zip. That's
A
quite a
zip
good
kind
one.
of is.
Yeah. I don't think there's many others.
So do you have a problem with zips as well?
No, I don't have a problem with zips, weirdly, because they're not
Okay.
doing it all the time. Only when you
Right.
want to, unzip or zip. But flip-flops, you're walking around. They shouldn't even be called flip-flops. They should be called flip-flips.
Well, they're not called flip-flops in most other places. That's only in England.
Oh,
they're
is
called
it? Oh, then
flip-flops.
we're the idiots.
Yeah, they're called thongs in Australia. They're
Right.
called jandals in New Zealand. I don't know what they're called anywhere else.
Jandals. So
Jandals.
sandal, similar to sandals.
Similar to sandals with a J.
Interesting. I just don't know why have them when you could wear a proper, more of a shoe type
Yeah,
thing. With
I
with
kind of feel like they
straps.
don't do anything that a shoe should do. They're just more annoying. They just, like you say,
Yeah.
flop about.
Or the
So
amount
I'd
of
either
times
prefer
they've
to go
fallen off.
barefoot or wear a proper shoe.
Exactly.
They just do nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, you could just not wear flip-flops in the current world anyway.
True. True.
No-
but I
no
feel
one
like
is
I feel like
making-
society wants me to wear flip
they?
flops.
I don't think anyone's forcing you to
If
do
I go on
this.
holiday and I'm around the pool, everyone else is wearing flip flops.
Mm.
There's a flip flop shop, which is fun to say.
That is a very fun thing to say.
So I just feel like I end up having to wear them, and then I just get really hurt between my big toe and my next toe. That's about the next size down.
That's a weird way to describe it.
My second biggest toe. I just
Yeah,
rate my toes.
Just stop wearing them, man.
Okay, all right. If I'm allowed, I will.
Do you reckon everyone would get into better shape?
Oh, there's more incentive now to get.
Because you can hide everything with clothes otherwise.
You
But then,
can.
like, generally, do you think we'd get maybe healthy? Not healthier, but at least in better shape.
Maybe.
'Cause-
I think I would try, certainly. Black is very slimming.
Mm.
So no more black clothing, and
Yeah.
now I'm just fat.
So I definitely would. I think I would try a bit
Yeah.
as well.
I think a lot of people would. I think a lot of people that for a living have to take their clothes off, like any models that have to do,
Mm-hmm.
like topless modeling or whatever. I'm talking men. I was thinking of initially.
What?
Because I'm thinking of me. I'm thinking of me doing modeling. Hold on. Hang on. We might need to back up a little bit. here.
Would you want to get back a
Let me
bit?
unwind my thought process.
You could just say modelling. Anyone who models has generally looks after their body quite
Yes,
well.
that is my
That
point.
is what you wanted to say
That is
before
my-
getting weird about it.
We're going down a very weird road. And
I only think of men. What point were you trying to prove there?
I just didn't want to. I said topless modeling, and then I was just thinking, I don't want people thinking that I'm just thinking of one gender. So I actually went back around.
Yeah.
to
No,
being
I
like
get
the
where you
other
went. You're just
gender.
making it more awkward the more you go on about it. Anyway, so I think everyone will get in better shape.
obviously we haven't got to do laundry anymore now.
Hadn't thought
Haven't
of
got to
that.
wash our clothes
That's great.
because we haven't got them. But I think we would get dirtier more. Like,
Definitely.
clothes kind of absorb some of the sweat and dirt and things like that, and now they're not doing that anymore. It's not
Yeah.
just falling off on you on the floor, is it? It's sticking on you now. So
Well,
get washing.
I think it's easier to have a shower than it is to wash all your clothes.
It is. But then why don't we just shower with our clothes on? Just wash both at the same time.
I'm not against it.
Again, maybe another multi-million-dollar idea
What?
here.
Hold on.
I
What
don't
have you?
know.
What have you? How are you earning money from that? Are you just telling people they should do it? They have to pay you for the privilege of the
all right,
thought.
here you go. I'm knocking on their door. I'm saying,
Yeah.
I've got a really good idea, but I'll only tell you for $5. And then
Right.
they pay me, and then I whisper it.
Great.
And
And what if they don't like the idea? Do they get the money back?
Yeah. They...
That's a terrible business model. Not $1 million idea, I don't think. I think you might earn maybe £5 once.
Once, and then I have to refund it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So with the potential body painting aspect again, what about like sports teams and stuff? You've got, the Reds versus the Blues or whatever. It's really hard to tell which team's which right now,
Yeah.
unless you start painting all the...
I think that's going to be the best way to
Painting
do
all
it.
the
Just with
bodies.
all of anything that has a uniform, like even if you go to like a shop and you need to work out who's working there, you just have like "I work here" written on your back
Written.
in pen or
In
something
pen.
like or whatever paint in permanent marker. Because I've misidentified someone working somewhere when they are wearing a
yeah,
uniform.
yeah.
So I think you definitely need that, otherwise it'd be a real problem.
Have you ever been someone's
Oh,
thought
definitely.
you're working there?
And I've gone along with it.
what have you said?
I was in PC World, and someone came up to me just as asking me for opinions on that. And first, I thought they were just asking me generally what I thought about which PC
Right.
they should get as just like a
You
person.
look like
and
you
then they
know
were
what
like,
you're talking
"Okay, I think I'll go with this one." I was like, "Cool." And then I realised that they were like, "Can you
Waiting.
purchase this? Can you take this to the till for me then?" And so I was like. And I didn't tell them that. I just went and got someone for them.
I'll just go get my colleague.
I was just like, okay. And I was just like, I think he wants. It's the most awkward moment of my life.
You should have got paid something.
I
for
should
that.
have.
You should have demanded pay.
Yeah, I want 1 hour's pay for that. Thanks.
You could have had so much more fun with that. You could have gone over,
know.
brought a product over to them.
I'm going
and
to try to upsell them.
upsell 'em
Maybe
something.
you should go with this one.
gone over to the till
I'm just
area.
too socially awkward to be able to do that. In the same way, I didn't just go, "Oh, sorry, Matt, I don't work here." I went and got them someone and then left the building in embarrassment.
The reason was it was because you got too far
I was
into
way
it.
too into it. I've been talking to him for about 10 minutes.
You would now seem like the weird one if you
Yeah,
suddenly
if I was
turn
like,
around.
"Oh no, I don't
By
work
the way,
here."
I don't work here. I've just been giving you advice
I've
for
been
the last
talking to you
10
for 10 minutes as if I do. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's a hilarious little story there. Thank you for telling us.
So, what we learnt then?
Well, we're going to probably be cold.
Yeah.
We're probably going to
Or burnt.
or
one of the
burn,
two.
cold or burn, or both, depending on the seasons changing and things.
Yeah.
We're going to be covered in kind of crazy tattoos and paint
and
and
all
hair,
sorts of stuff.
all cut up in different ways and things.
Christmas is ruined.
But we're all going to have 6-packs.
We're all going to have 6-packs.
Christmas is ruined. Santa's have a 6-pack now.
Yeah.
Whilst he's covered in tattoos.
So, I don't think we've learned anything,
I
really.
don't think we've learned anything.
I think we'll be fine. I think what we learned is we'll be fine.
We'll
It'll be
survive.
weird. It'll be weird, but we'll be fine.
That's as good as any outcome can be from
Yeah.
one of these podcasts, I believe.
Great. Well, there we go. I think that'll do us for today. Hope you enjoyed listening.
Yep, let us know your thoughts about a world without clothes. Are there any weird side effects that you can think of that we haven't mentioned? If you're listening on YouTube, you can let us know down in the comments.
Yep, but if you listen on any of the popular podcast places, you can tweet us at krisandjack. That's Kris with a K.
But thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.